Boom. Hey, everyone, and welcome to BMX News, a weekly live BMX news show, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday, where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week in the world of BMX I think you guys might care about. So with that being said, it's live. We already got 13 people in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We got Sean Chambers, always with the positivity. The Karinsky fam down at Bike Fest in Bentonville. Thanks for tuning in. The scene's not dead. Noah McBride is here. Kevin Jackson. Keggy13 says it's finally Friday. It is finally Friday. JR Hobbs is in the chat. Hi, JR. Congrats on your big new news. Black Rolla. Hello. Jason Jameson. Kevin Zuba. Jeff Mead. Hello, everyone. Shout out to the members in the chat. The Karinsky family. Kevin Jackson. Jason. They get access to videos early before anyone else, and custom emojis, private members only Discord group. With that being said, let's talk about some news related things and go straight to the title and thumbnail of this video if I changed it. Talking about the Olympic qualifying series. So things are different this Olympics. What's the word they use to talk about this? Either way, things are different this time as far as how qualifying goes for the Olympics in BMX. And our BMX did a write-up talking about it. Yo, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Karinsky family. I should probably do this. And then I should probably do this so we can say thank you for that. I appreciate that a lot. BMX Pete got one. Goathead Bikes, Nate Garr, R. Taylor, Lance Hines. If you guys want the private Discord members only group link, send me a message on Instagram. So anyways, there's a write-up on how Olympic qualifying works. If you want to see highlights from this past weekend's Shanghai qualifying event, you can go to the link that this is on as well, and they are there. But I also have some more stuff to talk about that too. So, the Olympic qualifying series this time is a 2-stop series where everything that we saw for UCI BMX freestyle qualifying for the Olympics points-wise kind of just led up to this 2-stop series. So they had to qualify to get into it, and now there's 2 contests where at each contest a maximum of 50 points for Shanghai and Budapest. So you can make 50 points at each one, making the top possible score 100. And points from both stops will be compiled into a ranking for each sport that will determine which athletes earn quota places for Paris 2024. So, it's pretty simple, but there's some caveats here. Like this. The number of riders each country has in the Olympic qualifying series is determined by their points ranking. So that's the qualifying events that we've seen leading to this point. So in the women's side, Germany, the US, and China have 3 riders. On the men's side, the US, Australia, and Great Britain have 3 riders as well. There's also a couple of unique circumstances where a country has enough points or they're ranked high enough to have 2 riders, but the second rider is not really on level with the rest of the field. Obviously, zero offense to those riders, but it does stand out in a couple of instances. Not sure why that needed to be pointed out. So basically what it's saying is there's a couple countries that have 2 riders. I don't know if that means that there's 2 riders from that country and we just didn't see them make the finals, or I don't know. Does it even matter? It kind of probably does matter because it's the Olympics and it's a big deal. Let's see. What happens if any of these countries have 3 riders in the top 6? Do all 3 go to the Olympics? This is a question I've wondered about. No, only 2 riders can go at the max. Then talking about Logan Martin and like, why is he here? Okay, so hang on a second. I skipped a little bit here. So this is where the Logan Martin thing comes in. So there's only 12 riders in each discipline in the Olympics. So countries earn their spot traditionally via previous results, or the host country gets one automatically. And then they choose the rider to represent. So in theory, a rider can do all the heavy lifting and earn the spot for their country, but still not be chosen to ride in the Olympics for whatever reason. Think Daniel Sandoval controversy in 2021, but the Olympic qualifying series throws all that out the window and lets the rider put their sword in the stone. So previous results, talking about Logan Martin. This is where Logan Martin's thing comes in and makes sense or doesn't make sense. Hopefully it helps. Basically says that Logan told Fudger plainly, if Alec and Jay made it into the top 6, then he, the defending Olympic gold medalist, will be on the sidelines. Even if just one of them make it into the top 6, Australia doesn't automatically get a second spot. So basically, Logan has to go to the qualifying series and everything to guarantee himself to be in, is what this is saying. So what about John? And I'm sorry to everybody who's like, sports! Go ride a curb while we're doing this part and then come back in like 10 minutes. What about John? Since France only has 2 riders in the Olympic qualifying series, the reality is nothing's guaranteed. France has the host spot, but Kevin or Anthony get an Olympic qualifier spot, then France loses it. But if Kevin or Anthony, none of this is so complex. They may be able to get a country spot based on the qualifying series country results and previous World Championships events, Abu Dhabi 2022, Scotland 23. There's simply a lot of variables at play. This is a lot. Same for Charlotte. She's having to qualify even though she's the current champion. Seems crazy. There's a lot to this, but how do you make it fully fair? I guess with how they have the previous Olympic results thing in there and the country thing, like how, that's tough. The continental spot, particularly Africa, who is represented by Vince of South Africa. The Olympics want to represent all 7 continents. I wonder if that means Antarctica. If they won gold previously, they should get a walk-on spot. See, I think what sucks about that, and yes, they should, what sucks about it is that there's only 6 men and 6 women who get to go in. So if the host country gets a spot and the previous winner gets a spot, that's 4 for the qualifying. And then if they want to have someone from all 7 continents, and that makes it so there's South Africa, the Olympics wants to represent 7 continents, so he's essentially a shoo-in. For South America, we've got Jose and Daniel Dares and Gustavo. If one of them do not get an Olympic qualifying spot, then South America would get a continental spot, which would remove one of the world champion spots. Crazy, eh? So it kind of feels like it means that you have, guaranteed for Africa, then guaranteed for South America, then if they let the previous winner in immediately and they let the host country in immediately, that's 4 of the 6 just right off the bat. It's only 2 people from the qualifying would get to in that case. So I guess I understand why there's a lot of variables at play here, but man, it's very difficult to understand. I really want to take the Olympic BMX seriously, but they're making it very difficult. I think if you just ignore the craziness of the rules and just follow along as it happens, it'd be easier. But man, this is crazy. I'm going to ignore this entire part about NPCs. Gonna ignore all of the rest of it, I guess. So realistically, now we can talk about, if you can figure out the whole qualifying rules, you should be able to get a spot. We are not meant to understand. And maybe that's the case. But from what I'm understanding here, you don't automatically get a spot depending upon a whole bunch of things. So let's go look at the results. We have the men's results here. The top 12 are from the finals of the Olympic qualifying event in Shanghai. You can see everyone here. Anthony John, Logan Martin, DDK Riley. I think that's Kieran Riley. Jude Jones. These are their official names. So some of them are like names we didn't know of or something. Nick Bruce, Justin Dowell's in here. So we will see whenever things move forward where they sit. I don't see where we see. Oh, here we go. Reports. There's so much to this. So now we click on this one. It opens up a PDF, and then we can see the points totals. Things are so complex here, but there's the running totals. And basically what it looks like is that the top 6 from the next one will be in consideration. How do we put this? After the next one, points get totaled together, then the top 6 will be the ones in consideration, and then there's some host country and previous winner and continental spot stuff that comes into play. Keeping it confusing to keep money flowing to the people who won it. I don't know. I'm triggered going to ride a ledge. Does the money aspect of this have anything to do with the qualifying being confusing? Either way, I'm going to stop here just so that there's not too much confusion. You can go back and read all of that again to see if you can understand it all. But from what I'm getting, there are continental spots. There's the previous champion potential. There's the host spot. And then there's the top 6 from combined scores from these 2 qualifying events. We just had Shanghai, and Budapest will be coming soon. Whew. So then we had the results. That's going to be linked below. And we also have, where to go? The replays of the finals as well. I wonder how the Olympic qualifying works for other individual sports. That's a good question. I can't answer it right now. Also, talking about questions, if you guys have any questions or topics you want to talk about at the end of the news, leave it in the chat and I'll scroll back up at the end and we will talk about questions, answer whatever you guys want. And moving forward, we have a very unfortunate thing to talk about here. I wanted to get through the Olympic stuff first before talking about this. There was an unfortunate passing of Tommy Remington, and I think Virginia local, I'm not 100% sure, but there's a GoFundMe here, and it's already pretty close to the goal. So George from Virginia, cerebral palsy BMX rider, hit me up about this, and I'm like, heck yeah, of course I'm going to talk about it. So here it is. Rest in peace, Tommy Remington. And if you know of him, want to help support, GoFundMe will be linked after the stream. Next, we have the Street Cultures Mag video contest. I don't know how you get into this contest, but what I do know are that there are 5 videos right now. I don't know if things are open for it. The votes only define 30% of the riders who will enter the top 5, which the winner will be chosen. Final rating of the judges. So if you want your rider to enter the top 5, vote here. So the results are only going to be determined by the judges in the end. Next, I guess go watch these and let me know who you voted for if you do. But I wanted to make sure to talk about it. There's the girls one too. Oh snap! There's some rules and things. In this category, there's a lot of stuff here. So videos look like they're already out and being voted on. So go to the link, check it all out. There's a lot of different stuff to this, so it's there for you to check out if you want to. Yo, shout out to the 35 people in the chat. I appreciate all of you. Next, an ad. No, next we've got the Game of Bike Invitational up on Dennis Anderson's YouTube channel. The next episode has been released. This one, holy cow. How do I talk about this episode without spoiling anything at all? Or should I spoil it? Because it is so good. This is such a good game. Someone brought up that there were some points in the game where it was like the right-handedness or the left-handedness in spinning or grinding came into play, and it did, and it was strategic, and you just have to watch it to see what happens. But I really enjoyed this one. Really, it was a roller coaster watching it. These have been so much fun. Looking forward to watching this Game of Bike. No spoilers, no. Well, I'm glad that I didn't spoil it. Just know that it's really good, and I'm excited to see the rest of them. And if you guys want to support when you watch it, go to the description, read about it. It's basically a thing where if you want to support this whole entire deal, you can donate at the Patreon, or I think Dennis has a Venmo in there, something along those lines. And then that money goes directly to the riders who are involved with the game. It's pretty cool. It's literally more entertaining than the Olympics. They tied. This is T-ball, elementary school T-ball. When you ask the coach who won, it was a tie. Literally more entertaining than the Olympics. See, this is why BMX is awesome, though. Hey, I'm Kevin. Because this can exist, and the Olympics can exist at the same time. You don't have to watch anything. You can watch whatever you want. And we get both. And I think that's pretty sweet. So let's move on to talking about the videos from this week. Ties with what you were saying about riders' stories in BMX being important. Yeah, you see way more than just a crazy Nathan Williams edit or a crazy DeMarcus Paul edit. You see their personality and how they're interacting with each other and riding, and just see them as more of a person to make that connection to be even more of a fan. So moving on, we got the videos from this week. Who's Dennis Anderson? Jeff, you're funny. Is Nordstrom in it? I'm not answering questions until the end. Keep asking them, though. We're going to answer questions at the end. First video, and actually there's only a few videos this week, and all of them are longer than 6.5 minutes. I'm only saying 6.5 because that's the shortest one. Jan Prokes Try Harder. This video was fun. This video was really fun to watch. From the song to the riding, I enjoyed it for sure. And I think you will too. It's street riding and a lot of really good stuff, some burly stuff, a bit of technical thing, a bit of tech in there. Man, I can't speak yet. They posted a first impressions of the next round with Casey and who? Stevie who? I don't even remember. Hold on. I want to figure out what you're talking about. I saw it, but I can't remember. Shh, ad. Casey and Devin. You wrote Stevie, JR. So there's predictions for the game of bike between Casey and Devin. So Casey Starling, Devin Smiley, I'm assuming. That is funny. Okay, moving on. Video is great. Watch it. Then we've got Colony BMX and the road to Act Jam. So it's the trip to get to Act Jam. You can watch it. Check it out. I'm Street. Then we've got a video from Max Chevron called Independent. This video, if you watch it, turn on closed captioning, set it to English, and listen and watch the words that he's saying because it's really good. he talks in the beginning about how he was basically a big name rider with big sponsors, and he felt this pressure to keep his life sustainable through riding, and through these sponsors he was making money. And there's a nice message in here, and now he's rediscovered and rekindled his love for BMX through just being an independent rider, riding for himself and having the enjoyment, finding the enjoyment in that. And it's so well done, very highly produced, as this description says, where the video work is awesome, the editing is awesome. It's just really good. Then we get another BMX ASMR video from Dan Foley called Spring Fever. Dan Foley being ASMR through his bike. Watch it. This is the longest one this week, 8.5 minutes. So you don't get a full length this week, but you get a bunch of longer videos that add up to a full length if you watch them all. Next, interview type things from the week. Shout out, there's 41 people in here. Hot damn. If we hit 50, I'm going to be stoked. Thank you guys. Then we got Lucas Hallahan bike check from Profile. Super quick bike check. It's only just under 3 minutes long. Very interesting to always see what different people are riding on their bikes. Lucas with the Rambler stuff and all the Profile parts, S&M stuff. And it's, yeah. Next, Casey Starling, 2024 bike check, seeing what Casey is riding right now. So he's got a kink cloud, and then there's all the parts that are on it. Casey is absolutely incredible doing the stuff that he's doing. So if you're curious to see what he's got on his bike, watch it. Let's get to 50 plus. Well, a surefire way to help that, I know it sucks to say it, but the like button on the stream, when people hit it, literally sends it out to more people. So it can be helped through that. He's not on that frame no more. That's how bike checks work, JR. Don't you know? They film them and then they send them, or they get edited 6 months later when the bike's already totally different. It happens a lot. Then we get the Trent Lutzke bike check from Source. 10-minute bike check with Trent from Swamp Fest with Van Homan. Check it out. Then we get into the podcasts from this week. First one, Preston Oakert with Canode on Canode Knows. Bobby talking to him after Preston got bumped to the pro team on Cult. And then we have Unclicked with Carl Immers. Carl's been on my podcast a few times. If you don't know and you don't remember seeing this, he's got one eye that is a prosthetic, and it's because of a crazy crash. They talk a lot about these things. Crash, hospital, life after, back at it. There it is. Then we have the Kurt Schmidt podcast that I did the other day. That would have been Wednesday. This was a fun one. 2 hours. Can't click the like button any more than once. That's bull. That's funny. So anyways, Kurt Schmidt podcast. We talk about so much stuff. This was a fun one, and I'm excited to have Kurt back on. Wait, I can almost line myself up. Wait, right. Turn that one right here. There we go. Anyways, this was Who's Up for Some Applebee's, says Dan's Comp. Let's go. Come to Ohio and let's go to Applebee's after the USA BMX contest next weekend. Let's go. Friday night, Applebee's. I'm in. Anyways, Kurt Schmidt looks like BMX Moby. That is hilarious. Good podcast. It was fun. Excited to have him on again. And shame the box was empty. Absolutely. So that's that. I'm going to leave. What are we leaving up this week? I'm leaving Kurt Schmidt's Cheerios box up. Let's bring up the Time BMX app. Oops, that's a different angle. Hello. The Time BMX app, to talk about the events that are going on right now so that you guys know what's coming in your area, or you can know about the Time BMX app, which is a really sweet app that you can look at different skate parks and spots to ride near you or anywhere you want to look, as well as see the profiles of different riders, your own profile, post videos, check into skate parks, and see events all over. So, discover events. Bringing this one up, we're going to go to freestyle. And we've been talking about a bunch of these for a while now, but let's just go through the rest of May. So we have Bentonville Bike Fest going on currently. Then we've got Hammer and Nails Fest, the Monster Energy Cash Up in Cologne, Germany. Alliance BMX Jam is tomorrow. If you're in Ohio or anywhere near, go to that jam. Then we've got the Brett Craig Memorial Jam in Saskatoon, Canada. Buckeye Bike Show Ride Out, that would be next Friday. That's with Mike Miranda and Eddie Fiola. Then the exclusive movie and merch with Eddie Fiola, as well as the ABFL, the American BMX Flatland League Round 2, the Space City Jam that's going down in Texas, as well as that's next weekend too. Then the USA BMX Freestyle National Round 3, also next weekend. That's going down in Ohio. So I'm going to the Mongoose Jam Friday evening, and then the Buckeye Bike Show is the next day, Saturday, June 1st, while the contest in Butler is going down. So I'll be at the bike show then. Then we've got Freedom BMX Eurobike Festival, Frankfurt, Germany, and the Mayhem in Amsterdam Cash Up Jam, also in the Netherlands. So those are both at the end of May. So we can see there's a lot more going on here. Lots of events in here, and this page will be updated at some point in the near future to have an even better layout and look to it. So that's Time BMX. Check it out. Sweet app where you can see lots of different stuff showcased here. And yeah, so there's that. Now let's get to the Q and the A. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the chat. Things to talk about. I'm going to scroll back up and we're going to check it out. The Ohio Trail Series guys are out in Denver right now. You guys are like 3 weeks early. You should have went out to Colorado when Pond Fest was going on. JF McCool, thanks for tuning in. This is the first time he's been here. Thanks again to the Karinsky fam for 5 gifted memberships. I forgot to turn that on. I'm sorry. Can I turn that to the font that I use now? Oh my gosh. Cool. Look at that. Wait, it didn't change. Ha! Oh, we lose out on the vertical lines. Just kidding. Wow, what just happened? What happened was a bunch of gifted memberships that I'm thankful for again. Who's going to the Alliance Jam tomorrow? Ohio MTB. Always in here with the important questions. Who's going tomorrow? We better see all of you there. Paul James in the chat all the way from the UK. What else we got in here? Fingers crossed Kieran Riley and Charlotte make it for Team GB. Love watching those guys. Yes. What else do we have? Skipping through the Olympics stuff because we talked enough about it. Just wondering if you're going to talk about low numbers crowdfunded games of bike. Talked about them at length, man. Black Rolla E210, whatever that means. Thank you, R. Taylor. I appreciate your appreciation. Q&A. Favorite pegless, brakeless guy. Holy cow. That is tough, but already I have... Does Vinny have pegs right now? We gotta check. Does Vinny have pegs right now? Vinny DeVera in Ohio is just absolutely incredible. And I want to see if he's got pegs because he is definitely going to be my choice if he doesn't. Damn it. There's pegs on his bike in this one. He doesn't always ride pegs. I'm just choosing Vinny because Vinny's awesome. Anybody else have their favorite pegless, brakeless guy? What else? What else? Makes me miss brakeless TV. Yeah. Is Nordstrom in it? Don't know. Who's Dennis Anderson? Not sure. It's all good. It's BMX. Absolutely. Are there any other tournament style games of bike out there? How cool would an open to everybody, local to state to region to nationals ladder to determine a champion be? I don't think anything like that exists, but it would be awesome if somebody stepped up to organize it. What's unfortunate about BMX is if someone organizes that and they aren't the right someone, no one will want to take part in it, or it'll only be a couple people. But if someone with the right name organizes it, then a lot of people will want to be part of it. So somebody should organize it and work with other people to try and make it big, because that would be amazing. What else? You put some respect on the Savior's name, Jeff, with a J. That is funny. J. Jeff is back. Game of Bike has real potential to help BMX grow. It's a roots level approach to BMX everyone can connect with. Choosing new and interesting spots would be key in giving new riders a chance too. I think you could be onto something with that mindset, but the problem is that it kind of just appeals to BMX riders, because normal people can understand the concept of a game of bike, but if it's not fully spelled out and presented in a way that can be digested by anybody, literally just anyone, then it's going to be hard to get just anyone to watch it. And then also, how does anyone find it? If it's just on someone's YouTube channel or just on a BMX website, well, then you're not going to get normal people finding it. So that's the tough hurdle to get over for that one. I think you're right, but I just think the infrastructure of it would have to be done in a way that could get to more people without relying on like the YouTube algorithm to push it out to everyone. After 30 plus years, this old dog finally learned hang fives, so you're never too old. R. Taylor, congrats on the hang fives. That's awesome. Then his immediate next thing is cement tastes the same as always, though. That's funny. What else? I only call him J. Jeff whenever he talks crap on the Goldfinger or disrespects the BMX Messiah. That's funny. Let's get to 50 plus, right? What else? Thank you, Giles. Blood Moon. Yes, the colorway on Lucas's hubs. What else? What else? Seems that all Van Homan did at Swamp Fest was bike check interviews. That's funny. Here we got a question. Make your reservation now. Orville Applebee's is a poppin' spot. It's Worcester. Get it right. Jeez. Anybody else going to the Buckeye Bike Show? I'll be there. The most busy Applebee's in America. Would it be good to run lighter tubes? I've been running the Kenda heavy duty inner tubes and they're quite heavy. Will it be better to ride the Ride Now inner tube? I mean, I think you can only determine that by trying it, honestly. So I haven't had a flat in a long time. So it depends on how hard you are on tires and tubes. If you go through stuff a lot, then maybe don't, but it could be worth buying just 2 of them to try it, right? Personally, I'm a heavy tube guy. I've been riding turbo lights on park, no issues, 2.1 width tires. I can never ride a regular tube again. That's funny. My spine like them orange and pink tubes. Don't touch grass if you use tubos. I got 2.4 Odyssey tires. You being a hater, Jarrett? We need more Apple Creek Trails vids. Tomorrow. Backflip comp on the last jump. Rode one of those thorn resistant heavy duty tubes for like 8 years. I swore off of those tubes after I had one in my bike and popped it like really quickly. It's like, what's the point if I'm just gonna pop it? Topic: the rumors of Resi on the Olympic course. I got nothing to say about it because I didn't see it, and like it would suck if that was the case, and if some certain people were able to gain an advantage by riding a Resi on the course first, that would suck. But I would think that if that was real and there was actual pictures of it, that something could potentially be done about it. If the Olympic Committee saw it, I would think they would do something about it. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it affected the men's category at all, but the women's side, the top three placers were from China, and that's who people are saying got the ride with the Resi. So who knows what'll happen? Hopefully that didn't happen, and hopefully it's just like AI generated. But I don't know. Get out the black Sharpie for all the orange haters. That's funny. What are we talking about? Vinny is a monster. Yep. 14 millimeter fronts. Oh, those were the days. If you don't want them, I'll take them. Use them for spare bearings and axle nuts at the shop. What are we talking about? Any ideas? Oh, 14 millimeter hubs. Gotcha. They're empty hubs, no bearings or axles. Ooh, Tom Dugan is a good brakeless, pegless guy. Hoder, too. Oh, man, that's the three. Vinny, Hoder, and Dugan. Let's see. Dream park to ride, asks J.R. Hobbs. My dream park to ride. I mean, right now I really want to ride that park in Michigan, that backyard park. I think it's called Ramp Shit. I really want to ride that to know if it's a dream park. But I don't know. Something with every single size, double coping and street spine, all different size box jumps, hips. I don't know. There's a lot. I don't think I have a specific like spot that's a dream spot that I want to ride currently. Other than that Michigan ramp. That one just looks awesome. Fill them what? Oh, we're talking about the hubs still. Sharp grass. Every time I go through grass, they pop. It sucks. That sounds crazy. I run 18-inch tubes, a bit lighter than 20, but pretty much just as good. That is interesting. The old Titanic at Woodward was awesome. Never heard of that one. All right, guys, you have any more questions? What should I react to this week? What video should I go and play and react to? I need to get rid of the me-ception that's going on here. I don't have any videos in the schedule to react to, and somebody got butthurt that I took just Jeff and Noah's suggestions for the past 3 weeks. So if anybody else has a recommendation for an amazing video that I should react to, leave it in the chat and I will take a look at it, potentially react to it. If you guys don't have any more questions or anything, we may wrap it up here. See, Noah, I can't do that because it's a suggestion from you and people just get butthurt. Because I got damn good suggestions. I get it. That's why I do them. You can put 16-inch tubes on even. Wow. I have a channel full of amazing videos. Factory Fridays. We haven't had a Factory Friday in a couple weeks. Should have one here in the near future. React to a Brian Wismerski part. That sounds cool. Have you tried out the Park Rat pegs yet? I have not. I have them. I need to put them on before I go ride somewhere. I'll probably do it next week. Ride some at the skate park for an evening with those pegs. Check them out. It's because me and Jeff are the grand arbiters of taste. Okay, that's fair. No, we're doing our own video reactions. You guys are slacking on Factory Fridays. So Factory Friday's tough whenever Chris isn't actually in California. That's whenever they've been coming out recently, is when Moeller is actually at the building and doing stuff. And they're always so good whenever he's there, and there's such good topics talked about. BMX ain't ready for the Gatekeep Kings. I need to shut this down before these guys take it too far. What about reacting to some of those entries for that video contest? That's a good thought. I could check it out. I'll look at it. We'll see. Trailblazing Young Van Homan. DK Intuition. I don't want to do an entire video, like full length video. Maybe I need to just take a look at the. There's so many of entries in that video contest. Might have to do that and then just not replay any of them. Just watch like 3 or 4 of them from both categories. Any more questions? I'll open up the questions for 2 more minutes and then jump out of here at 10:45, just in time to eat some lunch and do another one. Tony Hamlin, squash it. Jeff, you're just going to have to make a list for after this week. Michelle Marazin is a killer and will be a name to look out for. Haven't heard that name yet. Let me see. Doyle. Did I do a react? I did his system video section from 2004, not DK Intuition. Maybe we will have to take a look at DK Intuition Doyle's part. I'm going to put that as a reminder for next week. Remind me next Friday at 10:15 to react to Chris Doyle's DK Intuition part. Okay, apparently it's not going to do that. Remind me next Friday at 10:15 to react to Chris Doyle's DK Intuition part. Jeez, Siri got slow. What else? Are the brake pads that come with the Alienation brakes available separately? They are indeed available separately. All right, guys, I'm going to jump out of here. We will see you next Friday. Thank you for tuning in. We ended up with like 42 or more people in here, so I appreciate it. And we'll be here next Friday at 10 a.m. And then what comes? Oh. Yep, next Friday and the Friday after that, and then the one after that, and 3 Fridays, I'll be in Colorado. So we'll see you guys next week. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow for another video. And thank you to all the members in the chat, as well as the Karinsky family for donating another 5 members.